Hello, bonjour and welcome to your new Bonheur Private Wines video, this channel where we learn weekly everything that you need to know about wine. Feel free to subscribe if you want to learn everything that I know about wine. I'm sharing everything with you here. And let's get into today's topic. I want to give you the key facts and information so next time you have a bottle of wine you can easily identify whether it's corked or not. How do you know if a wine has been affected by cork taint? Let's talk about it. First off, any wine, white, rosé, red, sweet, sparkling, they can all be affected by cork taint. But what happens is that white wines and rosés, more often than not, are corked under a plastic cork, let's call it, or a screw cap, so they tend to be less affected. That's essentially it. If they have a natural cork, like most red wines do, because red wine in particular, ages better into a natural cork, there is a solid chance that it may be affected by cork taint. It's in between 3–5%, generally those are the estimates, 3 to 5% of all wines under natural cork can be affected by cork taint. How do you know, how do you identify a corked wine? It's going to be a smell, an aroma, and therefore you're going to be able to taste it as well. But you can, before you even put it in your mouth, identify it. How do? You smell the wine. It's better if you agitate the wine so all the aromas start concentrated in the air above your glass, and then take a deep sniff. The smell of cork taint, and this one isn't. Smell of cork taint smells really musty and really like mold, like the mold you would have in an old humid, moldy underground cellar, for example. This would be also like the crust of a really moldy cheese, for example, if you've ever tried an old moldy French cheese, for example, and it's going to have an element of chlorine. If you've ever been to a swimming pool, you know what chlorine smells like. Well, the smell of cork taint is essentially like a moldy chlorine, because the molecule of cork taint has some chlorine in it, but it's a different type of chlorine, let's say a bit of a moldy chlorine. So if your wine smells really moldy and a chlorine mold, then you know it's cork taint. You have to know that there are different levels of cork taint depending on the concentration of that bad molecule that it has. So it may smell more strongly of it or less strongly of it. You can identify it on the nose straight away. When I receive a bottle at a restaurant, straight away, just smelling the wine, I know if it's tainted or not. But it's going to be much safer if you try and taste the wine. So let's do that. Have a little sip. Again, if it smells really moldy, you know it's pretty much corked. The tip, my best tip here, is if you smell and taste only that chlorine mold to the palate, no fruit, no oak, no spices, then that's an even stronger indication that your wine may be corked. And it's as simple as that. If you want to learn more about cork taint, I made a much more detailed video right here that you can watch. We get into the more chemistry and really all the different aspects of what is a corked wine. And here is how to taste a wine better like a wine pro. I'll see you soon in the wonderful world of wine. Cheers.